God did not design you to grind yourself to dust for success. He did not design you to grind yourself into the ground for anything. True success, true lasting success comes from alignment, not exhaustion. Well, hello there, and welcome to another episode of The Prosperity Approach. I'm your host and obedient rebel, Allison Chappis, and I'm always so grateful that you are here journeying with me a little bit here on this planet called Earth. Today, we are going to dive into being an obedient rebel and some of the aspects of obedient rebellion. But before we do that, if you are watching this on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. After this episode is over, if you really liked it and know of somebody else that could like it as well and be helpful for them, please share this episode. And if you're listening to this on your favorite podcasting platform, we'd sure love a five-star review and a rate. And of course, share this episode with other people if you find it helpful as well. So my mission over here at The Prosperity Approach and as the Obedient Rebel is to help ambitious, faith-driven women and couples to rebel against society's conditioning and unhealthy programming so that you can unlock your potential, revolutionize your relationships, and leave a lasting legacy of faith and transformation, because we need that now more than ever before. So we're going to dive a little bit into mindset today and give you a little bit of a tweak about mindset and how to approach that, which to me, actually, as I have spent so much time just really diving into what does it look like to be an obedient rebel? Is that really okay for me to be an obedient rebel? We've had a lot of conditioning, especially over the last 5 years, that says it is not okay to rebel against the narrative. And boy, that narrative is evil and it's unhealthy. And sometimes, and many times, your narrative in our minds is also very, very unhealthy, just from conditioning and from programming. But an obedient rebel rejects societal conditioning and unhealthy patterns to align with God's law and their own unique divine design. Now, why is this so important? Because by doing those three things, it allows you to create measurable impact through meaningful work, build deeply fulfilling and connected relationships, achieve financial and personal freedom and relaxation, and then, of course, leave a tangible legacy of faith and transformation. And that is what I am all about. And as I have spent years working with people, over a decade working with people, those are the soul cries that I have heard more and more and more from people is I've worked so hard and I didn't think that I would feel this way. I thought I would feel more fulfilled, and we have this conditioning that says only go for what you need. And I finally, with my husband, was like, you know what? I'm at a point in my life, and this was years ago that I told him this. I'm like, this is not about whether we need it or not. This is about, do I want it? And stop being ashamed for what I want. But that's another episode for another time. What I really want to dive into is one of the keys that unlocks the door to your potential and to this idea of being an obedient rebel, which will completely change your whole world for the better and the world of those around you, because that's the ripple effect of being an obedient rebel. But I want to talk about hustle mindset, because we're in this really big, we've been in hustle culture for a very, very long time. And we've got lots of coaches and lots of people out there like, we need to stop hustle culture and all of these things. And everybody is in agreement with that. But the way that we're approaching it, and I'm guilty of this as well, because that's, what I was taught. The way that we're approaching it just creates a different kind of hustle in our mind. So I think that it's pretty fair to say that we have all felt the need to push harder, to work more, to work longer, to prove our worth, to prove ourselves. And we have to do this through endless effort. And this is hustle culture, and nobody likes it, and everybody still does it because we don't know how to get out of it. But here is a truth. God did not design you to grind yourself to dust for success. He did not design you to grind yourself into the ground for anything. True success, true lasting success comes from alignment, not exhaustion. And I have found that out using both exhaustion and efforting myself into the ground and also alignment. And I really, really prefer alignment because then I actually feel successful. Exhaustion, I just felt tired. It didn't matter how much money we were making. It didn't matter where in the world we were traveling or the level of luxury that we were experiencing in our world. It was unfulfilling. I was just tired all the time, tired and filled with anxiety. And that was just no longer working. It's never actually worked. As a matter of fact, speaking of working, there was a survey that was done in 2024. 53% of women feel guilty for taking time off. That's what this survey uncovered. And also in this survey, 70% of people said they had mental health issues from overworking and 43% had anxiety. So I know I'm not the only one who has experienced this. At least half the population and quite a bit more has experienced this as well. And we need to change that. That has got to change. We are here on this earth at a specific time, at this specific time, to make a significant impact and redefine what success looks like and what it feels like. So let's unpack the whole hustle culture mindset and what can we actually do to remedy this and to rebel against it. So if true lasting success comes from alignment, not exhaustion, then okay, so what now? What do we do with all of that? Mindset is often framed as fixing yourself. You need to rewrite your subconscious beliefs or your limiting beliefs. You need to think positively. I, in the past, have even said you need to think prosperously, which is also true. You need to control your emotions. You need to manage your thoughts, all of those things. But this approach skips the divine element of mindset. What if mindset is less about control and more about co-creating with God? What if mindset is not about constantly managing your thoughts, but opening your mind to receive divine downloads and then aligning your actions with those downloads? Rebellion here means rejecting the idea that you have to figure it all out on your own and nobody and nothing is going to help you. It's about surrendering to divine partnership, letting God lead you to your promised land without you having to hammer away at your promised land, and daring to take inspired, aligned action, even when it defies logic. And sometimes, especially when it defies logic. So mindset's a gateway. What if it's not something to fix, but mindset is more of a gateway? It's a gateway to something greater, divine trust, inner peace, and bold authenticity. Now, mindset shift tools are important. Rewriting your limiting beliefs, managing your thoughts, thinking positively and prosperously, changing your approach, changing your perspective. Those are all important tools, but they are not the final destination. Mindset is a gateway to heaven or to hell in your own personal life. So stop thinking that you need to fix your mindset and just get curious and aware of which gate am I walking through with my thoughts? And do I want to rebel against where this gate is leading me? Or do I want to align to where this gate is leading me? I heard this quote several weeks ago, and it has really stuck with me. And it's kind of become a little bit of my mantra this year as I am approaching and just changing my perspective about so many different things in life. And what they said was, and I wish I could remember who said it because I would give them credit, but I'll do a little bit of digging and then I'll report back. But they said, regardless of your original intention, you will eventually become what you immerse yourself in. Regardless of your original intention, you will eventually become what you immerse yourself in. Now, I know 2024 was extra for a lot of people. It was a lot for a lot of people, myself included. And we feel like there's this coming alive in 2025. And perhaps that's corny and cheesy, but I feel like there's a rebirth that's happening with myself. I can feel it in society. I can feel it within the United States. And it's kind of like, okay, let's come up for air and let's actually dust ourselves off and move forward. And so as I have committed to doing that and really, again, played with the idea of what does it look like? God wants me to be an obedient rebel, but what does that look like? I know what obedience is. I know how to keep commandments. I know how to keep God's laws. And I was taught that rebellion is a bad thing. And yet Wow, if you need to rebel against the things that are bad for you. And so this whole idea of regardless of your original intention, you will eventually become what you immerse yourself in. What thoughts do you immerse yourself in? If mindset is not something that needs to be fixed, but mindset is just a gateway, and you get to choose whether the thoughts that you're immersing yourself in and the beliefs that you're immersing yourself in are raising you up or pulling you down. And guess what? You have very strong indicators about whether you're going up or down in your body. It's called your emotions. Where and also like, what's your reality reflecting around you? To me, it gave me pause, but it also filled me with relief. And I felt like I had a lot more control. And I know that that's kind of a bad word when we're talking about mindset. It's about surrendering. It's not about control, all of those things. But we do want to have autonomy. It's so important to us that we're autonomous and that we have choice and that we feel that we do have some control over what's going on in our lives. And so often we don't. But if mindset is a gateway and we get to choose what we're immersing ourselves in, is it positive? Is it negative? Is it uplifting? Is it expanding? Or is it constricting? And then making those choices to lean more and more into those things that feel expansive and those immersive thoughts that make us feel unstoppable, that are inspiring to us, that make us laugh, that make us feel joyful, that fill us with peace, or maybe even just some calm once in a while. I invite you to play around with this idea of mindset being a gateway. And if this is something that is intriguing to you or that maybe raises some questions, I've actually created a free online workshop called Obedient Rebel Rising. It's a 60-minute tops workshop, and it's led by me. And we're going to dive more into this concept of mindset is not something to be fixed. Mindset is a gateway. What if mindset was a wild divine collaboration with God? What if radical rest was rebellion against the grind? And what does that look like? And we're going to talk about a whole bunch of other things as well. It's going to be a very, very powerful hour. You can go ahead and register for that at prosperityapproach.com/obedient rebel rising. And I'll be sure to put the link in the show notes as well. We'd love to have you, love to see what ideas or epiphanies or ahas that you have had. And remember, prosperity becomes you, especially when you involve the Lord and especially when you become an obedient rebel. I hope to see you at the workshop, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.